Despite all the great and powerful past targets of Anonymous like Sony and the Church of Scientology, the FBI website, and several Brazilian banks, there's one target that they have failed to get at: the Vatican. Reportedly, several hundred members of Anonymous attacked the Vatican website and were unable to break into their system, unable to breach their security. They instead used a denial-of-service attack, rendering the website unusable for a short time. The hacktivist group announced on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook that they intended to expose the internal documents to show sexual abuse of children that had been covered up by the church. According to a New York Times article, the Vatican website is protected by a company called Imperva, a security company based in Redwood City, California. Not long after this attack, Imperva intends to release a full report on how it believes Anonymous operates during an attack. The report doesn't mention the Vatican in it as the attack they analyzed, but it's hard to imagine given the timing of its release. This is the first glimpse we will have into how the group operates. There's no doubt in my mind that this document is intended to show other internet vulnerable businesses and organizations how to best defend themselves, no doubt picking up a few security contracts along the way. Imperva claims to have figured out how an anonymous operation functions and details it in a report that is available online. A link to that report is provided in the description. This is how the New York Times describes their attack. Then the reconnaissance begins. A core group of roughly a dozen skilled hackers spend 3 days poking around the church's World Youth Day site, looking for common security holes that could lead them inside, the report says. Probing for such loopholes used to be tedious and slow, but the advent of automated tools makes it possible for hackers to do this while they slept. In this case, the scanning software failed to turn up any gaps, so the hackers turned to a brute force approach, the so-called distributed denial of service or DDoS attack that involves clogging a site with data requests until it crashes. Even unskilled supporters could take part in this from their computers or smartphones. An author on the subject of Anonymous, Cole Stryker, claims that the group is made up of only a handful of very capable and technically skilled individuals and backed up by a legion of idiots, to use his own words. He claims that only a few people actually carry out the attacks, and hundreds of far less skilled individuals participate in a denial-of-service attack. Regardless of what any organization or individual thinks of Anonymous, they are a successful and powerful force to be reckoned with. It would be foolish to believe that Anonymous would have been slowed down or even quit after this setback, as some have suggested. An organization such as Anonymous cannot be defeated so easily. As they themselves say, Anonymous is an idea. And as we all know, ideas are bulletproof.